Today, we're going to talk about a really powerful type of therapy called EMDR. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what it is, how it works, and why it's become such a trusted way for people to heal from those really tough memories.
You know that feeling, right? That one event from your past that just won't let go. It might replay in your head, or maybe it triggers this wave of anxiety out of nowhere. It can even cause physical reactions that you just can't seem to control. It's almost like a part of you is still frozen, right back in that moment.
So why does that happen? What is going on inside our brains when a memory just refuses to fade away like all the other ones? Let's take a closer look.
Okay, so normally your brain is amazing at processing your day-to-day experiences, filing them away, helping you learn from them, but a really disturbing event can just overload the whole system. When that happens, the memory gets stored incorrectly. It's kind of locked in place with all the original stuff, the sights, the sounds, the emotions, the way it felt in your body. It never gets properly filed away, so anytime it comes up, it feels like it's happening all over again right now.
But here is the really hopeful part. EMDR is built on this core idea that our minds actually have this incredible natural ability to heal. Sometimes they just need a little help getting unstuck.
Now, this analogy right here is brilliant. Think about it like this. If you get a cut on your arm, your body knows exactly what to do to heal it. But what if something gets stuck in that wound, like a little splinter? Well, the healing stops. Your body can't do its job. EMDR works on that very same idea for our minds. It helps to gently remove that block, that splinter, so your brain's own natural healing process can finally kick in and take over.
So the key thing to get here is that EMDR isn't forcing anything. It's not some magic trick. It's a guided process that helps your brain's own built-in information processing system get back online. It helps unlock that frozen memory so your mind can finally do what it's designed to do: process it, learn from it, and file it away where it belongs, in the past.
Now, this isn't just a random process. It's a really carefully structured therapy that follows a clear, predictable path. And that's to make sure you're safe and supported every single step of the way. So let's look at the map for this journey.
Okay, here they are, all 8 phases laid out. And I know that looks like a lot of steps, but you can really think of this whole journey in 3 main stages. First, there's the preparation and planning. Second, there's the reprocessing work itself. And third, it's all about integrating those changes and making sure they stick.
Every good journey needs a solid start, and that's exactly what these first 2 phases are for. You and your therapist build a strong, trusting relationship. You'll map out a plan together, and, this part is crucial, you'll learn new coping skills. This is all about making sure you have the tools you need to feel grounded and safe before you even begin the deeper work.
All right, now we get to the core of the work, and this is so important. During these phases, you'll gently bring a memory to mind, but only for very brief moments. You are not reliving the trauma. You are always in complete control, simply observing the memory while your therapist guides you through something called bilateral stimulation.
So what is that exactly? Well, it's pretty simple. It's just alternating side-to-side stimulation. Your therapist might have you follow their fingers with your eyes, or use little tappers in your hands that buzz back and forth, or play alternating sounds in headphones. Researchers think this helps the brain make new connections, kind of like what happens with rapid eye movements during REM sleep, when our brains are busy processing the day's events.
And this part is so key, because it shows how much this process is focused on your well-being. Every single session ends with this closure phase to make sure you always leave feeling calm and back in the present. Then, the next time you meet, you start by checking in, seeing what shifted, and just making sure that progress is feeling solid. Okay, so that's the process. But the big question is, does it actually work? Let's take a look at the evidence. This number is pretty stunning. In one major study, a full 84% of people who had experienced a single trauma no longer had PTSD after just 3 sessions. And that's not just a one-off study. There are tons of others that show really powerful results for all kinds of difficult experiences.
And look, this isn't some fringe therapy we're talking about. We're talking about global health leaders, the World Health Organization, the American Psychiatric Association. These organizations officially recommend EMDR for treating trauma in their clinical guidelines. That kind of endorsement, well, it speaks volumes about the decades of solid research behind it. So, beyond the data, beyond the clinical studies, what does this healing actually feel like? This is where we move from just reprocessing a memory to fundamentally changing your relationship with your own story. This quote just captures the whole thing.
A person might come into therapy believing, I'm broken, or I'm powerless because of what happened to them. Through this process, that belief can naturally shift into something like, I survived it, and I am strong. And what's so incredible is that this new belief doesn't come from the therapist telling you it's true. It comes from your own mind as it heals itself.
Let's be crystal clear about this, because it's maybe the most important takeaway of all. The goal of EMDR is not to make you forget what happened. What happened is part of your story, but what changes is the pain. The memory loses its emotional charge. The fear, the shame, the panic, it's just gone. The wound finally becomes a scar, a sign that you've healed, not that you're still hurting.
So, we'll leave you with this thought. EMDR holds out this really powerful possibility that the very memory that feels like it has a hold on you today could actually be transformed. It suggests that healing isn't just about getting relief from the pain, but about reclaiming your own story and discovering a new kind of strength you never knew you had on the other side of it.